dynamischen Welt mitzugestalten. Wie geht es uns damit, wenn wir immer wieder die neue und dann die Start-Taste drücken? Mit viel Ausdauer, Mut und Neugierde, doch ist das wirklich alles? Um bewusst und kreativ mit neuen Gegebenheiten und Innovationen umzugehen, folgen wir nun Eva Simon und ihrem Vortrag Art of Start, How Preneurs Will Change the World for Good.
Bitte. Ich würde gerne eine Frage noch vorab stellen, bevor wir starten. Gibt es jemanden hier im Raum, der kein Englisch spricht? Keine Hand, wunderbar. Dann würde ich Sie jetzt gerne entführen nach Silicon Valley. Daher auch so. We're going to continue in English. So, the art of start and how preneurs will change the world for good. And in this topic are a couple different things. First of all, I think that in our crazy, ever-changing world, one is really important, and that is really the art of something. And art is always a creative expression. We have a lot of different crises. I don't need to mention these, but these are not just little crises. They come along like big waves, and you are not always very strong on your surfboard if you're not really clear about how to deal with change. And I say preneurs will change that, and preneurs are really good to look at and to learn from them. And of course, Silicon Valley is really the place to go for that, because they have an idea and they take action in it. And that could be an entrepreneur who starts his own business, but it can also be a mompreneur or an intra'preneur, as many of you probably are. Here I want to quote Steve Jobs, and they use it in their advertising. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently, the ones who do things differently, and they are crazy, and people look at them very crazy. So here you see one of them, probably pretty crazy. That's at least what my friends tell me all the time, because I live in 2 continents. And that's what I do with my daughter, who has her birthday today. And so she is celebrating, and she already looks forward to spend again the time with us soon in California again. So we talk about digitalization. It's happening all the time. Every company is looking at that. But at the end, it comes down to people who change things for good. And we see, of course, here a lot of different leaders, such as John Mackey, we saw, or Lean In Sheryl Sandberg, but also Brian Chesky. He changed everything, and not just his platform of Airbnb, because he had the idea, I want to travel different, I want to know about the culture, and I want to know about the people who live there. Or Hasso Plattner, our German fellow, who started SAP. And not just that, he also started the D School of Stanford, or the Hasso-Plattner Institute in Berlin, who says everyone can be creative, everyone can be an artist in life, in business, how we approach all these changes which are coming to us. And you know him probably all, Elon Musk. He always comes up with something new. It started with PayPal. It's not just Tesla with wonderful, great electric cars and fabulous batteries, but he will send us to the Mars. He's believing in that, and he's preparing for it. And how do they do that? First of all, they know themselves very well. Every entrepreneur or every leader I meet in Silicon Valley does mindfulness. They know, they reflect about themselves. Do you know your inner compass? Do you know what you are passionate about? Do you know what is holding you back? Have you ever took the time to really reflect on what you want instead of what your husband wants or your boss? Especially women, we just follow what someone tells us. We are usually a good girl who performs well, but that's not enough. What are you burning for? Secondly, they not just think about themselves. They are very well aware how you can connect to others and have deep conversations, not just hand out business cards here. Did you have a deep connection, looked someone in the eye and really felt who's there? And not just that, also think about the bigger planet and what impact your decisions have. And last but not least, there are actually 7 habits that all have in common, and that's courage, continuity, creativity, collective, compassionate, and confidence. And I say we women have almost all of these very well down, but 2 we are lacking of, and that is courage and confidence. Who takes really courageous steps, moves forward and says, I'm taking a side step, right? That's what I want, and I have another opinion about it. And be aware you don't need to do that by yourself. We have beautiful platforms nowadays, such as Lean In, such as Ladies Lead, our initiative, such as Women at Work and others. Look for a collective where you can have a stand, really to believe what you want to change and what you want to create different in this world. And this can be little things like 6-hour days, right? Instead of 8-hour days. It's possible, and not just for us women, but also for others. We can lead positive change. And here comes up, I mentioned it before again, mindfulness is the key of many things, because in this frantic world where everything is such a rush, if we just stop and take a moment and be there very present with ourselves and others, we make better decisions. We